What's up, everybody, and welcome to ITG Daily, the show that brings you the hottest in gaming news. I'm Drew Bosley. That's the one and only. It is Scott Savage. Scott, what's going on, buddy?
Well, it's still the same old story. We're trying to wrap up some games on the way to some new games. I've spent so many hours in Jedi Survivor now, just walking around.
Are you still kicking around in that one? How far are you? You think you're about to wrap it up soon?
I can dash through things now without giving anything away.
Oh, that's cool.
But I can't. Yeah. I can't throw those balloons around. So I'm missing something still.
It's coming. It's coming. You got to be getting there soon, I would think. Yeah, you reach a point, and I won't spoil it for you, but dude, it's a cool addition. I always liked how Jedi Survivor, as you progress through, there's always something new introduced to kind of carry you to that next level, right? And you keep going and just. Man,
and going back through the same areas again, that's a Metroidvania trope, and it works really well.
Oh, they crushed the level design in this game. I thought it was incredible how the level of detail, not only graphically, but from the verticality of the level and the level design, so that when you do return, it makes sense not only to make that return, but then to progress through that level. It's like, yo, now I'm back here. This is what we're doing next. Yeah, gotta love it. What a game. What a game that crashed so many times on me.
I think that's my game of the year. Is
it? Oh, dude.
It remains to be challenged. There are still 2 challengers.
I was just back in Hogwarts last night. Oh, wow. Dude, I love that game. Hogwarts Legacy. What a cool game.
We're going to have to do a podcast later on this year before it hits Game Awards, because there's a lot of thoughts I have.
Okay, so let's this is ITG Daily, where we do bring you the hottest in gaming news each and every day. So thank you for joining us. If you're joining us live over on youtube.com/inside the game official, as well as kick.com/inside the game. And if you can't join us live, make sure to hit us up later, insidethegame.ca, and TV streaming networks around the globe. Okay, getting back into this quick conversation, then we'll move into today's topics. But, the games right now, dude, are just on another level, right? Hogwarts Legacy. Steve and I just covered Burning Shores DLC, which is fantastic. Should be not, it's funny, when you put DLC in the Game of the Year discussion, not really, but it's still at a level that I'm like, yo, this is worth a discussion. And then we got
topped up a very nice drink right there.
Absolutely did, right? It was fantastic. What a great piece of DLC. And it sets up going in wherever we're heading next with Horizon Aloy's Adventure. I cannot wait. In 5 or 6 years, we'll see how that goes. And then from there, we just came off of Jedi Survivor. Thank goodness I wrapped that up. I'm right now hot on the tail of I almost call it Tears of the Kingdom, right? Then we're getting Final Fantasy 16. We are getting Starfield. We are getting Spider-Man 2. We're like, dude, the year is not done yet. So,
no.
Woo! What a game year, man. What a gaming year.
I need to get into Zelda. And Starfield. It's basically every kind of nostalgia I have has been hit on last year.
It's been awesome, dude. But today, we got some interesting news going on. We got UK regulators say EU is wrong to approve Microsoft Activision deal. Amazon will be creating an MMO for the Lord of the Rings, and Layers of Fear is coming in mid-June. Are you ready?
Oh, I am ready, especially for Layers of Fear.
Yeah, I know you are. I'll bounce.
I'll let you know.
UK regulator says EU is wrong to approve Microsoft Activision deal. The CMA claims it stands by its decision after the EU Commission took an opposing view. Andy Robinson over at VGC had this to say. Dude, I cannot wait for this just to be finished. The UK's competition watchdog has issued a strongly worded rebuttal to the news that the European Commission has approved Microsoft's proposed Activision Blizzard acquisition. On Monday, the EU confirmed it had cleared the deal after Microsoft agreed to comply with a number of commitments related to the cloud gaming market. The ruling arrived shortly after the UK's competition regulator decided to prevent the $69 billion deal, which it claimed would stop the acquisition from happening globally. The UK regulator is seen as one of the most influential in deciding the deal's fate, alongside the EU and the US. Responding to Monday's EU decision, Sarah Cardwell, CEO of the Competition and Markets Authority, CMA, suggested that the EU Commission was wrong to approve the deal. Quote, the UK, US, and European competition authorities are unanimous in this that this merger would harm competition in cloud gaming, end quote, Cardwell wrote. Quote, the CMA concluded that the cloud gaming needs to continue as a free, competitive market to drive innovation and choice in this rapid evolving sector. Scott, I don't see how this is going to be closed off. Dude, I'm so confused by her statement. Don't understand where she's coming from. If you want, dude, there's so many. Here's the thing. If you take a look at it, every deal moving forward that Microsoft just announced, we've signed a 10-year deal with so-and-so for cloud gaming for Call of Duty. They're getting this. Nintendo's getting this cloud service, Dude, 5 cloud services came out of like nowhere that I've never heard of at all. And yet our number one cloud service gaming, dude, if Stadia had Call of Duty, would it still be around is a question. But at the end of the day, man... I can't help it, man. I miss my Stadia.
No, I can't help but throw the Stadia pain in there because, they would have gotten a deal at this point as well. You're not wrong.
Right? Absolutely would have. We'll take Stadia too.
Her statement here, though, the UK, the US, and the European competition authorities are unanimous that this merger would harm competition.
Apparently not.
I think that is demonstrably easy to prove wrong. It is not unanimous. In fact, I believe the CMA is the only outlier at this point.
Absolutely. Microsoft's proposals accepted by the European Commission today would allow Microsoft to set the terms and conditions for this market for the next 10 years. They would replace a free, open, competitive market with one subject to ongoing regulation on the games Microsoft sells, the platform to which it sells them, and the condition of sale. This is one of the reasons the CMA's independent panel group rejected Microsoft's proposals and prevented this deal. While we recognize the respect that the European Commission is entitled to take a different view, the CMA stands by its decision. This is absurd, because let's take a look right now in the leading race where we stand today. Number one game right now, Scott, Tears of the Kingdom. Outselling even Hogwarts Legacy this year. And we are not, what are we, a week in? At this point, not even. Dude, it's been 5 days. 5 days? 4 days. Like, it's just
4 days, I think, yeah.
4 days, and it already outsold Hogwarts. So, okay, Microsoft, strike one right there. Then we get in further down the line when you get into PlayStation, because you take a look at PlayStation's list of not only console sales, outselling Xbox hand over fist, and then the exclusives coming out of PlayStation and the amount of studios PlayStation's recently purchased. Where does Microsoft stand here in the fact that they're just getting clamored on by CMAs and their regulations of going, they're going to own the cloud gaming market? They don't own anything right now, dude. They're in the bottom of the race, right? Redfall comes out and it tanks. Like, dude, this is not a good stance. I don't understand this at all.
No, the idea that it's just Microsoft is invincible here and this would only serve to continue that is just silly. And it is only just one region. And I get that that's their prerogative, but it doesn't make sense to hold up the entirety of a deal based on cloud service, which, as far as I know, you would have to be in boardroom meetings to know. How big is the cloud service in this deal? Is that really what the 60 billion was for and the 9 was on top? Like,
where a lot of us were coming. So here's the hardcore fans and the major fans behind the whole deal and the Sony side of things are really worried about what happens to the future of Call of Duty. Well, on the other side of this, Call of Duty is not even Microsoft's main focus.
No.
It's the mobile division we keep talking about.
Oh, and what about acquiring Bungie? And Destiny is only on a PlayStation system now. So it seems really hypocritical for them to draw lines like this.
It absolutely is, and it blows my mind that we are still dealing with this. And there's so many hoops that they're jumping through right now because Microsoft is at the bottom of the list when it comes to the leaders of anything right now. Nintendo's beating them on games. PlayStation's beating them on purchased studios, first-party exclusives, and the console race itself.
Yeah.
So now you're suddenly worried that Microsoft's going to sweep in and get part of the cloud division? Like, come on, man. This is just... Especially
with all the deals that have set it for 10 years, we're not even going to interfere with competition. Everybody gets cloud services. That seemed to allay every suspicion that I would have had.
Everybody gets it. Everybody gets Call of Duty, right? Like they said, they can have Call of Duty. They can have. They're just throwing Call of Duty out wherever they can.
Casio calculators get Call of Duty now.
It's gonna be on your Samsung fridge. It's just like, dude, it's everywhere, right? I'm frustrated by watching all of this continue on and continue to grow. I'm hoping they can just end it soon.
I wonder if it's a strange business bubble that the UK is in. I know they're wrapped up in the whole Brexit debacle and that issue. Whether you like it or not, it's caused some problems. So I'm wondering if this is just a very localized thing or if this has to do with culture. Is this a culture of heavy policing? This is the land that comes with TV licensing. So it is possible this is just red tape.
Yeah, it's definitely weird and concerning. But we'll see what happens there. But dude, let's see what Amazon is up to as they're making a Lord of the Rings MMO for PC and consoles. Tom Ivan over at VGC. Amazon Games will develop and publish a massively multiplayer online game based on the Lord of the Rings. The PC and console title will be an open world MMO adventure in the persistent world set in Middle-earth, featuring the beloved series of The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings trilogy, according to Monday's announcement. In its early stages of production, with development led by Amazon Games Orange County, the studio open world MMO New World, dude, which kind of came and went.
Yeah, New World just faded away really fast, didn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. After many failures and setbacks in gaming, according to Amazon founder Jeff Bezos, we'll see what happens. Bezos, thank you. Bringing players a fresh take on the Lord of the Rings has long been an aspiration of our team, and we're honored and grateful that Middle Earth Enterprises is entrusting us with this iconic world, Amazon Games VP Christoph Hartman stated. Scott, hopes, dreams, concerns, what do you got?
Oh, it is a huge IP, so it has some momentum. It could last, given the rocky track record so far that Amazon Games has had.
I think that's the biggest thing coming out of this, is that you entrusted Amazon to do this, who have yet to really set the world on fire with anything they've produced. Like,
yeah,
New World gone, Lost Ark gone, Crucible gone.
It's not looking so good, but then again, this is Lord of the Rings. That's what I'm saying, and maybe it has enough of a namesake to pull over.
Maybe. I think it's funny. Lord of the Rings, I think at one point would have. Now,
has there?
I just don't think it does. I don't think it has that same name in the space
it's not it's not nearly as big as it was 20 years ago when the movies were coming out. Then you could have sold anything. You could have sold fridge magnets that look like Lord of the Rings. But
absolutely,
I'm wondering, has there been a Lord of the Rings MMO? Because I don't recall one.
Mobile, dude. It's like, I think there's just stuff on mobile. Really, if there's anything when it comes to the Lord of the Rings, we are getting Gollum this year, soon too. I think, isn't it? I believe it's
that's one I forget about. We're talking about Game of the Year conversation. I hope that one hits its stride too.
I don't think it will. I'm
a little worried, but
yeah, I don't think Gollum will be in that Game of the Year discussion. I think it'll be nice to see Gollum at all. And from what I see, it's a stealth game, so I am down for this. But we will see what happens.
I think I'm gonna play some of that and unfortunately be drawn to Styx again. But
Styx 1 and 2, dude. I'm telling you, we should play Styx. It's got co-op.
We still gotta play 2. It's co-op. That's right. We gotta kill off games, like I said at the beginning.
Oh man, so many games. Speaking of games, Scott, why don't we get to one of your favorites? Why don't you take this one?
Layers of Fear has received a mid-June release date. This is by Tom Ivan at VGC. Bloober Team has announced a June 15th release date for Layers of Fear. The first-person psychological horror title will be released for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series consoles, PC via Steam and Epic Games Store. Co-developed by Bloober Team and Anshar Studios, it includes the original Layers of Fear, its Inheritance DLC, I'm not certain if I played that, and Layers of Fear 2, rebuilt in Unreal Engine 5. Quote, we are bringing back a franchise that is really special for us, in a new form that will give players a truly fresh gaming experience and will shed new light on the overall story, end quote, said Bloober Team CEO Peter Babineau when the game was announced last year. Quote, our plan was to recreate the games, but we didn't want to make it a simple collection of 2 remastered games. We've worked out a new approach, something that maybe not yet obvious. Coinciding with today's release date announcement, Bloober has launched a Steam demo for the game, which is available until May 22nd. This short demo will allow players to jump into the first few minutes of the game, and experience the game's opening cinematic video, which introduces the story of the writer, the game's final protagonist. Last week, Bloober's published... let me retry that one more time. Last week, Bloober published Layers of Fear's cinematic intro, as well as the minimum and recommended system requirements to run the game on PC. I know I'm going to be playing that on console, just to avoid any sort of PC mishaps this year.
The PC mishaps have been extra large.
Numerous.
Oh man, they've just been everywhere this year, which is unfortunate to see, because some of the best games we've seen launch this year and been ported over to PC not working so well.
No.
But Scott, how excited are you for this?
Oh, this is almost exactly a month away. I am so excited to get back in. I have nothing but good memories from 2017-ish, I think, playing Layers of Fear, and it was so good. And I think you would like it. It's an artist. There's a lot of painting. It's all about recreating his lost love.
It's
Oh, it's great.
creepy. It's not my
It's
style.
very creepy.
Yeah, no, I'm out.
This painter is not a healthy man.
That's funny. Dude, that's good to see that they're coming around. I know a lot of people love the Layers of Fear series. So the fact that they're bringing out Unreal Engine 5, man. Yeah, beautiful to see.
That's a good enough excuse for me to run through it all over again.
There you go, Scott. What you're not running through, though, is Vampire the Masquerade Blood Hunt as it heads development. Come on, man. I nailed that. What are you talking about?
Segue.
What? Oh, man, I tell you. Ends its development. Servers to remain alive. This is Sal over Gametsu. Shark Mob has ended further development on the free-to-play Battle Royale game Vampire the Masquerade Blood Hunt. Scott, we dropped another one. Here we go. Another Battle Royale. Just not surviving the rains anymore, right? This is
no,
dude, I don't know. However, the game will stay up and remain available to play for as long as we have an active player base and community. Ever since launch, we have been on a journey to excite and delight our players. However, while we have an amazing and very engaged community, we haven't been able to reach the critical mass needed to sustain development. End quote. This is Shark Mob. Dude, it makes total sense. It's unfortunate to see, but yet it's another one that just comes and goes. You try to jump into something where you're going up against PUBG, whether it's little player bases, that one's kind of shrunk over the years, but you're going up against Apex, you're going up against Fortnite. So your top three are still technically probably, right? PUBG, Fortnite, and Apex.
I think PUBG has to have the third place, right?
Oh yeah,
I think Fortnite and Apex have to be number 1 and 2. I guess you have Warzone. That's the big one nowadays.
Oh yeah, Warzone is another one. So there's 4. So yeah, I'd say at the bottom of the list is probably PUBG. Dude, I just saw PUBG Mobile yesterday add in dinosaurs. I'm like, you guys are getting desperate.
No.
Oh yeah, this isn't good. I'm out. I'm not coming back to this.
I'm curious, but that's not a good sign of things. No. But that's really just the point. There's not much air to breathe in that room. And Battle Royale games they've already soared to their heights. I'm wondering if they're ever going to resurge to another kind of peak, or if this is always on the downtrend. But anyways, it's so big. There's a large percentage of our population on the planet is on Fortnite. So there's not many else to pick up, really.
Well, with Fortnite, and then you have Fortnite Creative, and now Fortnite Creative 2.0, right? Things are just constantly evolving and changing for Epic. Everybody else kind of stays a little stagnant in a sense. Warzone introduces a new map. They'll introduce some new meta. Apex doing the same thing. Apex just launched a new legend, and my wife instantly purchased him. Like, I'm like, yo, she's like, I got to get this guy. And then she got him, and it's
a brand new game every update. That's how it works.
Yeah, but you got to make sure those updates are coming. And it just, I think Vampires isn't for everybody, and I wonder if that's part of the issue. I think what they made over there at Shark Mob was something that was unique in the Battle Royale scene, right? Where you are going around, you hunt down not only other players, but NPCs to then get some of your power back, right? By sucking their blood. Dude, it was a cool concept. It was cool, but it just doesn't seem to be sustainable, which is unfortunate.
There was another one that was a cowboy themed, and I can't recall the name of it now. Steve got me onto that one and this Blood Hunt.
Cowboy theme?
I didn't get to check out either of them now.
Remember Hyperscape from Ubisoft? There's another one that came and went, right?
I liked that one too.
That was fast-paced, and the verticality in that one was pretty cool. But
I had lots of ideas of getting viewers to vote on what happens in the map. That was really cool to me. Gave it more of an arena kind of gameplay.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Just who's next to step up to think that they can take on the top 3 or top 4 in the Battle Royale scene, right? PUBG has in its favor the fact that they were the ones that really kind of started and kicked it off. And then from there, Fortnite followed suit. Apex came out. Warzone came out.
And then Apex did an entirely different engine. You have to really innovate if you're going to add to that space.
And I thought Vampires did, right?
I thought so.
But not enough to keep it alive. I'm very curious to see who comes out next thinking that they can handle it. We've seen mini battle royales, like even Ghost Recon had a mini battle royale. They called it Mercenaries on Wildlands. Dude, it was cool.
Dying
Light's another one.
as well, yeah. A bit of a Hunger Games scenario, but same idea.
Yeah, so there are room for people, I think, to come in and innovate and improve and step forward. But it's just hard to keep up with the top dogs.
Why did Hunger Games never come out with a game?
Dude, I don't know. Like
Games in the title. You could just release it as Hunger.
Just starving. It's just another.
Yeah.
It's just another
I'm
starving
available
game.
for marketing positions, by the way. If anybody's out there, I have lots of ideas.
It is weird though to think that something like this didn't take off, and I wonder who could step up. We've seen even the Dark Zone there with the Division have their own spin on it, right? Where you go in looking for loot that's contaminated, go in against other players, and then come out. But it's still, to me,
extraction,
it's really cool.
Subgenre of a subgenre. Yeah, that's kind of really where the innovation lies now.
Yeah, absolutely. But we'll see what happens. Scott, let's jump into the next one. As 5 years later, a new Hawken is coming to PC. Joshua over at PC Gamer. Hawken is coming back to PC 5 years after the first game stacked up the chairs, turned out the lights, and switched off the servers for its PC version. Hawken Reborn is a free-to-play revitalization of the long and beloved mech combat franchise. For 505 Games, that's set to hit Steam Early Access on May 17th. Scott, are you checking this out?
I was just looking for Hawken on my desktop because I had it installed forever,
right?
But I didn't play it since 2015 or 2016-ish. So I really am unfamiliar with the loop. I didn't even realize it was taken offline now. So to see it come back is a little worrisome. Is it coming back for anybody, or?
I don't know. But by going PvE, it lowers the barrier to entry a little bit with people who might see a PvP game and get discouraged just because they think they don't have the skill set needed to come in. Dude, that makes a ton of sense.
That's fair.
Right? When we take a look at my brother, for example, he's heavily just kind of on the PvP side. We have pulled him over and sucked him into Rainbow Six Siege, which is kind of ironic and funny to me anyways.
Especially when he's texting you to start playing.
Well, yeah, we got him hooked. It's funny. So it's just one of those things, right? A lot of people love the PvE aspect, so they don't have to worry and get all tensed up when it comes to the competition and feel like they're just not able to kind of keep up with everybody else. Because I know that is a barrier. Right now, for me, when I'm over on Predecessor, I'm like, there's a level in between here, and there's Steam Early Access, and I'm waiting for them to come to console where I can feel a little bit more comfortable. But I love that franchise when it came from Paragon. Now we're into Predecessor, but at the same time, dude, like there's a level that's up here, and I'm down here, right? So yeah, but there's a PvP
the matchmaking
side
is very
to it as well.
For any battle royale or MOBA, especially the matchmaking is really difficult to nail.
Yeah, Scott, we do have a game out today, buddy. What do we have?
We have the very completely normal game, Humanity.
Nope.
And that is out on PlayStation 4, 5, PlayStation VR, and VR2, and PC as well.
Again, I reviewed this game. Please go check it out. It's over on our website, insidethegame.ca, or YouTube as youtube.com/insidethegame official. Check out my review. It was an interesting game to play. I was surprisingly delighted with it. It was, yeah, it was an interesting, quirky title. Dude, it was cool. I don't know. It was fun. I had a good time. So,
well, not like the others.
There's been some weird ones, that's for sure. But the puzzle mechanics, like, man, the people over at Enhancer are geniuses when they come up with some of these puzzles and create them. I thought it was fantastic. But just like that, Scott, it's going to wrap up today's show, everybody. Thank you for hanging out with us. This has been ITG Daily, show that brings you the hottest in gaming news. We'll be back tomorrow, of course. Until then, I'm Drew. That's Scott. We'll see you inside the game.